Carl, the pre-season friendlies have come to an end, just a couple of weeks away now from the Betfred League One season getting underway. Just how profitable has this pre-season campaign been for the players in testing themselves against championship and good championship opposition at that?
Yeah, good. I think in both games they've looked really good. That's down to continuity of the team from last year, who kept the majority of the side together, and we've added some real quality in there, which is experienced championship players. So we're happy. There's still plenty more to do. The boys won't fall in love with themselves over those two games. Unfortunately, we didn't have the Newcastle game. That would have been a real good test for us as well. But overall, the boys look fit. No injuries, which is a massive part of the pre-season campaign. We've got no injuries, so we're really happy. And it's going to be a tough one for the coaching staff to pick that team for the first game with everyone fit and everyone raring to go. So we're really happy.
Has it shown the value in playing teams that are at the level that you aspire to be at? It's easy, isn't it, to get the eye-catching friendly of a Hull FC or a Castleford, but in years gone by, that can become a non-event, really, can't it? The players don't really learn an awful lot if they're spending a fair bit of time under the sticks, whereas we've seen in recent weeks they've more than matched the opposition at times during the games. Yeah,
the friendlies have been good, but what we've got to understand is a high turnover of the players as well, with the unlimited subs, and after all, they're friendlies. We've got plenty out of them. The coaching staff's happy they got what they wanted out of them. We've got a real professional bunch of boys down here who work hard, and away from the club, they all like to train. So I think they actually look really fit, and we're in a better position than we are the previous year at this time of the season. But we know it's all geared to that first game, and Hunslet's always been the motivation from the first friendly, and we're always doing everything to prepare for that because, they've really recruited well this year, and they're going to be real tough. So, playing championship opposition's great, and these championship clubs' sides show where we need to get to. But we had a good test against them, and that's what we wanted.
Plenty going on for the players the next couple of weeks as well. They've got a busy day at the weekend, haven't they? They've got a photo shoot, team meal, then they're coming to watch the Rovers lads in action as well. And another sign that spending the day together of the togetherness within the group.
Yeah, real happy. We're training down here Saturday morning, having their team photo, head and shoulders shots, and then we're going over to the Estabalo over here, the Brazilian steakhouse, to have something to eat, and then we'll walk back and watch our football club. So, yeah, full day together with the boys. Looking forward to that. You see the stuff we're trying to do, Robbie, with the agency, boys involved, and our social media's all gone up, and there's more content for for all our supporters, and things are bubbling along nicely. But at the end of the day, it's what we do at the end of the season that counts. So everything we're doing now, working hard at the start of the year, and everything is all geared for this year, as we know, for one goal is to try and get promoted.
But we want the fans to be on board from minute one, don't we? And a key part of that is the season tickets. Still a couple of weeks for supporters to get those in the bag. And if they can come along for the journey, it promises to be a real exciting one.
Yeah, we on the launch, we spoke to the supporters this year, and in our advisory group meetings, we're just going to have a year where the club is all going to try and be on the same boat, on the same page. My plea to the supporters was, stick with us this year and see what we can do if we're all together. We know what sport's like, and you lose a couple of games and everyone's up in the air and throw their arms up in the air and this, that and the other. But I just, for 1 year, I think if this club, we're all on the same page, from the top, the owners, myself, the supporters, the players, the staff, all on that same boat. Let's see what we can achieve if we're really good and with each other and back each other. And I say it time and time again, it's easy to back the boys when they're winning. It's when we have a loss or we're a bit down that they need the arm around them, and that's where the support really helps. Our supporters are vocal. They're passionate, so sometimes we understand where they're coming from, but that's the same as myself. So yeah, the season ticket deadline, that's Friday. I think that's right. Is that right? and that's for the £60. And then we're obviously doing some bolt-on packages for car park, and the new lounge we've created this year. Reason with this stuff is all, you know, with IMG coming in with all these criteria and gradings, we don't want to be left behind. So we're trying to foresee what they're going to want. One thing I do know is that we have to include a lot of former players and get, you know, touch rugby and all that sort of stuff going, and then get the former players up into the lounge and members bars and, you know, lounges and places for the kids and events, stuff for the kids to do pre-game, post-game. All the stuff we've got to implement is all will be left behind. So we're doing it for the good of our club, and for me personally, like in 3 to 5 years' time, I hope we don't have season ticket holders. I hope every single person who comes through the doors is a member of our club. I just feel also if you're a member, there's a bit more meaning to it than just being a season ticket holder. You know, season ticket holders, we appreciate them. They've been around for years, but the way the sport's going is more members and you know, corporates and that sort of stuff. And the kids, we've got to embrace these kids, especially after what we've done in the World Cup with all the schools. You know, we've still got a hell of a lot of work to do, so hence the reason we kept Martin Rowlands on to continue the stuff in the schools and in the communities. And, you know, our focus is to try and get some more community clubs up and running, and we're working now, focus on the Moor Ends, Thorn area. You know, Bentley's got their facility that's well on the way now, which is something we're really, really proud of. It was something that I was asked from day one, what legacy would I want, and I talked about, you know, Bentley having their own home. They've moved around too much. Tolbar's really strong club, great facilities. And now the focus turns to Thorn and Moor Ends, and let's see what we can do out that way, and then it'll move on to Rosington and Askin, and that's the dream for me, to get all these clubs back up and running. From when I first came here, they were very strong. So a lot of positives going on in Doncaster Rugby League Club, but it's a year that we've you know, put it out there that we want to get promoted. We've had 2 heartbreaking years making playoffs and making the finals. Myself and the players had a chat in the changing rooms after the last game, and you know, what we said in there will stay there, but, you know, it's powerful because we've got the nucleus of them here. And if we say what we're going to do, then we should be on for a good year, hence the reason we've kept the same squad. We all knew what it felt like in that changing room in the Swinton game, and that will motivate the players for this year. So, I say it every year, I think we've got a real special bunch of players. And we have, they're a genuine, want to make this club get to the next level. They're all ambitious themselves. We just need to do it out on the field. But like I say, if it's sport, anything can happen. We know what our dreams are. We know what we want to do. And for this year, there's only one goal at this club, and that's promotion.
Is that the biggest thing for the team and the fans, you feel? Because the fans sometimes, you know, in years gone by, if there is a big turnover, they may feel they don't really know the players, and it takes a bit of getting to know. Whereas for the last 2 seasons, they've been on the journey with the players, and they've felt that disappointment of not quite getting over the final hurdle. It's a very similar group of players that felt that disappointment last season, as you said. The fans were there all along, and now they're here for another new journey, but with a very similar set of players. Yeah,
100%. You're right there. You couldn't have probably put it any better. We all felt it, and hence I think the opener when we had the season launch this year, everyone nearly who was at the final was in that room. So I think everyone's feeling it, and you know, we can say what we want to do. The boys can train and give everything, but sometimes it don't go to plan. But what I want to make clear is the goal this year is one goal only, and that's promotion. And you know, I said at the championship launch and League One launch the other week when I spoke to a reporter there that it's not arrogance, it's not being disrespectful to anyone, because the other clubs are all doing the same. But this year we just worry about our own club, our own goal, and there's nothing wrong with coming out saying it. You know, we know what we want to do, so why wouldn't we say it? And I think everyone knows we've recruited in a fashion that is going to say we want to do something special, and we've kept our boys. So, you know, clubs can clip this up and say what they want and put it in their changing rooms that, you know, listen to this fella, he's saying they're going to win it. No, I'm not saying we're going to win it. What I'm saying is our goal, it was one goal, is to get promoted. So that's it. That's the goal, Rob. And we'll go, I've got every confidence in the boys we've got at this club. We'll go out and give everything in every game. That's a Doncaster trait. You know, I've been at the club years, over 5 decades now. And I know I only look 21, but what I'm saying that is, when I first came here, they weren't the best, you know, team in the competition, and the supporters backed us to the hilt. And there was one reason they done that, and that's because if you give 100% on that football field and you come off win, lose or draw, they were happy. So I want to sort of get back to that Donny way. I know our boys we've got this year will go on that field and give everything. I've no shadow of doubt. The ones we've brought in, they are real competitors, and I've seen that at training. So all I'll say is we're going to go, give it everything we've got, and I'll reiterate then the goal is just promotion.